Alright guys, here we go again. Wow, here we go again. I'm doing a static fuel pressure test, Leakdown, timed, and I'm recording the pressure leak down at 15-second intervals. Let me give you a little bit of setup here. I've got a jumper wire here connected to the fuel pump jumper. I don't know if it's in the frame or not. Right behind the ECM, it's a red connector coming off the main harness. I brought it across the motor here, and I've got a jumper cables connected from the battery across the motor. Make sure all your connectors are clear, so you don't ground any connections out that don't like to be grounded out. I've got the positive source brought over here on the passenger side front tire. Got a stopwatch, fuel pressure gauge. I don't know if you can see the face of the gauge real well in the frame there. It's kind of angled a little bit. The pressure relief line is run down here into an oil pan. Here's the connection at the Schrader valve at the end of the passenger side fuel rail. What else? Oh, I've got the return line pinched off with vice grips. Do that gently. I can't emphasize gently to do that. You can always tighten it up a little more if you think you don't have it all the way squeezed, but that stainless steel mesh line is not made for that. But there's no other way to cap off your line to isolate a leak. Your return line is usually going to be the one coming off of fuel pressure regulator. The feed line, here you can see on mine, the feed line is the line that tees off into the two rails, the two fuel rails, and then it feeds the rails and the injectors, comes to the fuel pressure regulator, and then out and back to the tank. After you've done your tests and you remove the vice grips from the return line, you'll probably notice that the line is kind of deformed a little bit. Maybe what you want to do is squeeze it again perpendicular to your squeeze just a little bit, so you can round out the deformity in the compressed line there. I think I've got the setup done here. I did this 2 weeks ago. I was working on the linkage for the cruise control, and I was cleaning the air filter too, and I got a whiff of fuel, and that was the only thing I could think of, because I hadn't been running for 2 days. I hadn't driven the car for 2 days, and I did a fuel pressure test, and I found that I had a pressure drop that I didn't like. I just got done 2 years ago rebuilding the top end, and I had 0 leak down after I had maybe 1 or maybe 2 psi leak down after 12 to 15 minutes, and that's entirely satisfactory. I think that's above what's acceptable spec-wise. So I think I'm just about ready to start the test here. I'm going to make the connection, get ready with the start on the stopwatch. I got a pencil and paper here, just to record at 15-second intervals what the fuel pressure drops to, and like I said, I think that's all that's involved in the setup here. So let's go ahead and get this started. These are the results. I don't know if you can read them. From 2 weeks ago, I did 2 tests, got identical readings, give or take 1 psi difference, and this morning I did it again and I got a little more of a leak. So I think we're looking at 16 new injectors here. Let's go ahead and make the connection, and you can see on the gauge it goes up. Don't hold it too long. Remember, the normal time is well, let's try this again. Light up. Okay, let's try it again. Remember, your normal prime period is 2 seconds before the pump shuts off. The ECM shuts the pump off and waits for the motor, or the ECM to say the motor's spooled up to resume pump operation. So let's get this ready again. for 2 seconds real quick. I got 50 psi. Start, remove, and here we go. And I got a pretty good leak. I got at least one injector leaking, and I'm going to wait till about 15 seconds. 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm at just under 40 ps, and I'm not going to write this down because it's worse now than it was before, and I know I'm going to have to pull the plenum. 25, 26, 7, 8, 9. There's 30 seconds, and I'm down to about 32 psi. We'll go a little bit more here to 45. I'm just stringing it out here for you guys to see. I know I got a problem. 44, 45 seconds. I'm already at 26 psi, and there's just no other place for a leak. You could have a ruptured bladder in your fuel pressure regulator, and I've already checked for fuel, but with the motor not running, there's no vacuum to pull fuel through there, and you can see that, well, you can probably see it's dry. Put your thumb on there and just smell it, and there's no fuel, so I know my fuel pressure regulator is good. And I think that's all there is to it, guys. That's a static fuel pressure leak down test. Let's kill the clock. Turn that one off, and that's essentially all there is. And you can see after about a minute and a half, I'm under 20 psi, so I've got a leak somewhere. I'm going to let's cut this off to keep the video short and the upload time short. I'm going to keep doing videos of and photographs of the install process of the new injectors, and I will have in the description of this video a link to the Corvette Guru forum boards where I'm going to do the photo documented process of the injector installation. Not something I'm really looking forward to, but it has to be done. Thanks, guys. And if you got any tips and you want to log on to those boards, do post up. I've done it before, but there's always tips here and there that will help you get it done maybe a little better. Thanks, and I'll see you guys soon here.